Hello there. Welcome to Yammering with your host, Big Ugly Jim. Um, yeah, I'm going to do the whole thing where I share the link to a couple of places. I'll be yammering shortly with my friend Griff, who is just good people. And yeah, he should be on in a moment because he was prepared and ready. I'm gonna copy the link and I'm gonna paste it in here. And I think cool. So while we wait, I see Griff. I was gonna say while we wait, but he's right there. That's how fun he is. I see you, Griff. And I see Griff. How you doing?
Hello?
I can
Good.
hear you. You can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you a little quietly, but I can hear you.
I'm very soft spoken. I'm a very genteel fellow.
Fair
I can't help but notice that behind you is a wall of what appears to be the devil's music.
enough. Of course.
This surprises me. I've often thought of you as a good Christian boy.
Ah, yes. Like I believe in the Lord.
The Lord Jesus, he is so great. I love the way he works his miracles. Oh my god. How's things been, man?
What?
How's things been?
Uh, Things could be slightly better. Just trying to live like, everyone else.
Yeah. Oh, I feel you. I can safely say that this whole COVID thing has not been my top choice for best awesome.
Hmm.
It's kind of sucked.
Yeah.
You've been working all the way through?
Um, I I'm trying to find work right now. Lately, I've just been kind of focusing on going to post-secondary.
Excellent. It's a fine thing to focus on, man.
Hmm. Sorry, I got a post notification while I was trying to
You
say
got a
something.
what?
I got a post notification for something else while we were. I was trying
Oh,
to.
I understand, man. It happens to me all the time, and when it happens to me, it'll temporarily freeze. Whereas for you, I think you just don't hear what I'm saying, and my mouth moves and nothing comes
Yeah.
out. It's kind of like most of the time when I'm speaking, nothing useful comes out. Aha! Um, what I was gonna say, or I was gonna ask is, so what are you taking in post secondary?
Um, I really want to go to culinary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be cool.
Hmm.
That's one of those things that like I have zero skill or knowledge at the whole how to make food not horrifying, but I managed to do all right. My kids are still alive, so that's probably a good sign.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about the world of culinary is interesting.
Hold on. I feel like I hear something in the. Oh shit. Oh, sorry. I might have accidentally just shared this. So if you hear something in the background, that you know, who's even watching this right now?
Um, well, according to the thingy, there's Cyrus, Jorge, Mark Russell, Nate Reno. Whether or not they're all on at the moment or not, it's anyone's guess. But they should all say hello, is what they should do. Little live ticker says that there's 6 people that are watching.
Yeah, I see 60, but
Yeah, I never know. The thingy is always really weird. Oh, Nate gave us a like, so he's clearly there.
hey Nate.
Big Nate. There's a gem of a man.
Hmm.
So you were getting into promoting and stuff as well, weren't you?
Yeah, before all the COVID shit went down, I was supposed to do stuff with Moments Fest last year.
Yeah. That was a bummer for me because that was the first time I was gonna play Moments Fest. I was all excited and we got accepted and I was like, fuck yeah, we're gonna go out and do some kicking ass. And then it turned out that no, we were not.
Uh, I know. I was hoping to do an interview with Mark Russell at Moments Fest last year. Do like some Jayhawk films, inspired inspired interview,
Cool.
fluent, like,
That would be awesome.
mhm. like, and I remember telling Nate, like Nate Trash, at Border Crossing for one of the last shows I got to go to before COVID and shows stopped being a thing, that I planned to interview Mark Russell for Moments Fest with YYC Metal Vlogs. And
Yeah.
started off something like, so I'm here with ex-Suicidal Tendencies vocalist Mark Russell. I know he probably cuts that a lot, but
Yeah. Yeah. I dressed as Mike Muir for Halloween one year, which in retrospect was probably cultural appropriation. You know, I put mascara in my mustache and everything, like looking like a cholo. But yeah, I fucking love Suicidal. Yeah, Mark would have loved that. He would have eaten that up. I see we've got.
Long since I've seen almost everyone in the scene, for real.
Oh yeah, this is the most annoying timeline, right? Like the reality is, for people who love live music and who go to shows and who do all the supporting music, this is such a hard time, and we're all feeling it for sure.
And like, I'm in my youth as well, and I feel that this is a time where I need to be at shows. Being at home right now is not healthy for me.
Yep. It's really not. Like this is a time, you're right, that when you're young, you should be out fucking getting into hijinks and trouble and all that stupid shit that grown-ups say. And it's true. Like this sucks balls as a result. And I feel bad for, like, it sucks for me because I love going out and being involved in the live music scene and everything. But there's a lot of people who, like, my eldest son just turned 18, and he did, in that brief window of where we could do things again, he did manage to come out and see Amigo Phantasma play and see his old man on stage with his sister. But like it's just sucky. JL says, "Hello, boys." Hello, JL. That is a rad human being, Miss JL Reno.
Oh yeah, Big Nate's wife.
Absolutely. And despite that, still a rad human. Oh, I was making fun of Big Nate. So if you could pick, pardon me, if you could pick any lineup for 4 bands where we could be sitting there instead of here right now, who would it be?
Like, for a local show?
Yeah.
Oh shit, this is.
I'm asking the hard-hitting questions.
Who would I would say Fail Thingor and Concrete Funeral.
Fine choices.
Speaking of which, I put my Concrete Funeral patch on
Excellent.
Days ago. Yeah, speaking of that, this is actually my 3rd vest.
Yeah, you seem to have a good collection of battle vests covered in all the patches and stuff. Like, clearly a commitment to excellence. Oh, there's a second one right there.
Number 1.
Oh, that's number 1?
Yeah,
there's some gems on there.
2015, grade 14 years old. And it's gone through so many changes over the years.
Oh, of course.
And this even wasn't my original back patch for it at one point. Like, my back patch for this would be Immortal, but after a while I wanted something smaller. So
yeah,
I actually made this one.
Nice.
Who's the best? Riley Howard, fuck yeah, Fail Thingor rule. And how I made this patch too was I went to the high school I went to had a graphics design class, so I had a plain black T-shirt. I went to my teacher. I was like, during lunch break, we are getting this printed on. So the moment I got home, cut it up, made this my back patch, and put it on the jacket.
Excellent.
And actually, some of the patches on this one come from the same shirt. Like this Winter Sun one right here.
Yep.
Nail Blood of Scaris. And here we go. Butthead.
The original metalhead butthead. That's awesome.
Because one of my best friends, I made him a Beavis patch, and I made a butthead patch for myself. So
Excellent.
Great our bromance.
Absolutely. One of my favorite things ever as an old crotchety man, when Beavis and Butthead was like on TV, my buddy had a teenage brother who was like 15 years old, and him and his friend would sit on the couch and watch Beavis and Butthead and be like, they did not get the irony of them sitting there like, huh, these guys are stupid. Yeah. Like they just did not get how like you're looking at yourself.
Always.
Yeah, that was fantastic fun. Do you have the other battle vest handy or?
Oh, here we go. My very minimalized one. More.
Yeah,
Well,
I've seen that. I've seen you in that one, I believe.
Yeah. This was actually already on there when I got it.
Yeah. Cradle of Phil.
Funny story about this vest, which actually really sucked for me. So the day I got it, I had band practice later on, and me and my band members, we were going on a Tim's run, and Shane saw me wearing this. He's like, "Oh my God, Griffin, can you please leave this in my car?" Are you serious? I'm sorry, I paid a good 80 fucking bucks for this.
Yeah.
Also, not even with the patches. He forced me to leave the fucking car.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll just leave it in the car. Whatever. What could go wrong?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, no, that's.
I think about getting another jacket going. Not even a vest, just like a jacket.
Yep.
Yeah, having more like black, goth, blackened metal specific subgenres and some occult stuff.
Yeah. Well, that sounds pretty fucking cool. I've never had like a patch jacket or a patch vest or anything like that, and it's because I've always just assumed that I would look like a total knob wearing one. Not that
Really?
anyone else does. Yeah, I just don't think that it would suit me at all. Which is my failing and not the world's. But yeah, I get patches from bands all the time, and I'm like, I'm gonna do something with these. I'm gonna do something cool and creative, and apparently, what I think is cool and creative is putting a stack of them in my, on my dresser.
Hold that thought. Since you brought that up,
Okay.
hold on for a sec. I'm not grabbing them all, but I got a stack of a shit ton of fucking patches.
Yep.
One of my drawers.
I get the.
What?
What's that, sorry?
Nothing. I was just showing
Oh, cool.
that I got this fucking stack, and that's not even all of them I have.
Oh yeah.
Like, I'm a fucking patch whore.
Mm. But I think once you like are known in the little community we live in as being a guy who like respects and loves patches and wants more patches, bands are like, well, fuck yeah, here we made special patches and you get the first one kind of thing, right?
Yeah, that was actually, I think, like that with Hyperia.
Yep.
Because the night I went to go see Cradle of Phil at the Marquee, Hyperion were playing at the Beggar for
Yep.
Hazard's vinyl release, I think it
Yep.
was. And I remember being fucking stressed because the person I bought the ticket for Cradle of Filth, like, left me at the venue
Lame.
because VIP got postponed to after the show because Cradle of Filth got a flat tire on the highway to the Canadian border or something like that.
Yep.
And I just remember it was like, Griff, like she was in tears, like I I gotta go home. I gotta be up at 9 in the morning. Like, dude, I get you live in fucking Chestermere because she lived in Chestermere at the time. I was like,
Yeah.
but come on, I bought you the fucking ticket. Help me out.
Right? Take tomorrow morning off. Like, plan ahead.
uh,
Go ahead.
if the fucking VIP thing went as scheduled, it would have been so much easier.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, there was nothing I could do about it. And anyways, I think I was talking about this patch right here as well.
Yep.
But anyway, that all goes with the story.
Mm-hmm.
More I could talk about with what happened after Cradle of Filth set, but leave that for off this stream.
Fair enough.
So, anyways, after I met Cradle of Filth, which, speaking of that, I signed symbols right here.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's fucking awesome.
I love it. And the fact that Lindsay Schoolcraft herself told me to keep drumming just warmed my heart.
Oh, absolutely, man. I don't have anything nearly that cool. Like I got a drum skin from my old band. I can't even make my phone. That's about the extent of cool shit that I have. Not even that cool.
And I don't know if you could see well, but I got signed to Children of Bodom drumhead from when I met them back in 2014. Speaking of which,
Nice.
Rip Alexi.
Yep, absolutely. Rest in peace, Alexi.
My signed drumhead from, fuck, what are they called? The Agonist from when I saw them with Elu Baite back in 2015 at McEwen.
Right on.
2015, what a year.
Yeah. The year before everybody started dying, and then 2020 with everybody now dying for different reasons. It's just like 2015 was pretty fucking all right.
Yeah, 2015. That was the year I got out of middle school.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Me too. I might be a little bit older than that, but not by much. I think it's fucking awesome. What I've always enjoyed very much about you and conversations and just in knowing you is that like from that young age you were like one of those kids that just like I like metal. I'm gonna learn how to play music. I'm gonna go see whatever bands I can see. I'm gonna like get all the things I can get. I just think that's fucking badass. It took me forever to figure out what the fuck I was. And it's really cool that you've sort of got a path and you're walking down it.
Yeah. And like being the fucking metalhead, like the only metalhead in class when I was a middle schooler, it was not easy.
No.
Especially like once I like second semester or January like 2015 began where I was like, goodbye, bullet for my Valentine, escape the fate, Miss May I. And I was like, hello, some more Cannibal Corpse, Behemoth, Dimmu Borgir, Goat Whore.
Yeah. Where all the people are like, oh, I like metal, man. Have you ever heard of Motley Crue?
Ugh.
Yeah. I went through that around the same time, actually, but not time-wise, but like in age-wise. I was the only white kid that liked rap music, and this was like all the hardcore like NWA, Public Enemy, all that kind of stuff. And so I didn't find punk rock until much later, but rap music is kind of like punk rock in a lot of ways. And so like, you know, it very much spoke to me as a kid, you know, full of anger and all that stuff. And the worst part was that everybody that was listening to it was listening to all the like shitty radio, you know, garbage rap, the equivalent of today's mumble rap, in my opinion. And I was listening to like angry stories and you know, dark imagery and stuff. And I'd be like, people like, oh, dude, I love rap music. Have you heard of Rob Bass and DJ Easy Rock? And it's just like, no. What I like is so much deeper and differenter and better, and just, no. So I can relate, different but same.
Mm-hmm. And like I don't know if I probably haven't shown you before, but I got bored one night and made this heavy metal history chart from like my early days to after I got out of high school.
No, you've never shown me that.
I don't have a copy of it on me, but like my early days would go from Children of Bodom, Avenged Sevenfold, Suicide Silence, Both My Valentine, As I Lay Dying, At the Gates, Slayer.
Yep.
And it goes so much throughout the way. Like ninth grade was split. Like first semester, you have like Slipknot, the Faceless Avatar, and then second semester you had fucking Behemoth, Chimera, Dimmu Borgir, Goatwhore. And speaking of Goatwhore and the second semester of ninth grade, I remember there was one day at school I had Goatwhore like written on my arm, and it didn't take till fifth period till one of my teachers was like, what does that say on your arm? I'm like,
Goatwhore.
So close to the whole day.
That's awesome. I actually have nothing but love for that. I think like I remember walking. I got on the bus one day and I was wearing a motherfuckers t-shirt, and the bus driver, like I was wearing an overshirt over top of it. The bus driver made me do up my shirt in case somebody was offended, and I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me? Like, you're a bus driver. That dude's got a crucifix around on his shirt. You don't see me as a fucking hardcore atheist asshole getting offended by that." But I did not win that battle. That's awesome. Walking around school with Goatwhore written on your arm and like 5 periods. Say, Griff, what's that there? Guatwar? No, it's Goatwhore.
But like, just almost the whole day though. That's what bit me about it.
Yep.
And then
the one that.
and then, like 10th grade was more of my black metal-ish year, with also like Eluvite, Winter Sun, and then grade 11. Grade 11 was, I don't know where to put grade 11 fully.
Yep.
Because like a lot of a few of the bands I put in my grade 11 chart were Ailstorm, Faintscroll, Insiferum, Annihilator, Sacrifice, Razor, Karak, Engram, Vader, Mastodon.
Kind of a like a sample pack of all sorts of really cool, lesser known metal stuff. Different vibes, different genres. Yeah. It was a year of exploration.
Plus, grade 11 was also the year where I was just a metalhead going to more punk shows.
Yep.
Like, whether there be a Tubby Dog or a Major Minor punk show, I would be there.
Yep.
These used to be so much simpler.
Oh, yes. Believe you me. It doesn't get any easier from here on in, man.
Yep.
Yeah, and I know because I'm in my early 20s.
I just turned 20 last week.
I'm closer to 50 than I am to 40, which is creepy and weird, but you know, I'm old. I've seen some stuff. I'm good. Yeah. Shay says Griff was at every all-ager back then. Absolutely.
Yes, I was, Shay. Yes, I was.
And I guarantee you saw some pretty awesome Kayaktis moments, didn't you?
We actually ended up playing the show with Octus.
Yeah.
And oh, I have the poster for it.
Nice.
Um, the show right here,
Yeah, moments best three.
which, in my opinion, best moments fest that had happened.
That's awesome, man. I love that art too. Like Carolyn always does such good work with like really just getting the word out and cleverly, like good advertising, good poster work. I don't know if it's Carlin or if he's got people that work with him or whatever, but man,
Yeah, whoever does it.
they do it well.
Mm-hmm. Except the sad part was the whole fucking time at Moments Fest that year, I was like, oh, come on, Jay, Nate, where the fuck are you guys? They ended
Hmm.
up missing the whole set. I can't remember whose fault it was that they missed the set, but they missed the set.
Buggers. Oh my God.
And
That
Moments,
sucks.
the 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 show I got, um, the shirt I wore on my final day of high school. Hang on a second. Uh, oh, fuck it, there we go. This being it, right?
Oh, fuck Pussy Metal. Yes. Without Mercy. Fucking legends.
Uh, such a good fucking, such a good
Oh
fuck.
yeah. My first Yammer ever was with DJ. It was
Nice.
yeah, and it was literally like a last minute. I was toying with the idea. I kind of set up a couple for like the next few days. And then DJ was like, "Yeah, man, I'd love to do that." I was like, "What about tonight?" And we totally did. So it was a good trial by fire. But man, what a just like an amazing band, and they're doing so good right now. It's so fucking awesome to see.
I know, right? I remember back in 2013 when the new Black Center was a thing. By the way, let's all take a, to anyone that's watching this, let's all take a moment right now to remember the new Black Center.
Hmm. Vital piece of that metal and punk scene at the time, man.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely,
And
the
I
work they did.
new Black Center shirt as well.
Nice.
Never forget.
Yeah, those guys they built an all ages scene. Like not that there wasn't like there's always an all ages scene and it comes in waves or whatever, but I think the New Black was like a stability that scene needed for years and allowed a lot of people to get into and explore music at the the young years
Mm-hmm.
like
And
yourself.
like, I feel that once the new Black Center closed, it was it was harder on the all ages scene.
For sure.
Like, if I'm correct, like 20 late 2017, 2018, there wasn't many Tubby Dog shows happening.
No, no, those were rare.
Mm-hmm.
I just realized I forgot to grab myself a beer.
Oh fuck! I'm still taking a tolerance break from booze.
Yeah, well, that's fair, man. That's fair. You got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them. Sometimes you got to walk away, right? Just like the gambler said.
Mm-hmm. And like, I missed a fair amount of all ages shows back in early 2016, which
Yep.
bit me. Like, I don't think I should go full into depth with this, but I was writing about this recently. But like back in May of 2016, that was like a shit month in general. Like one of the hardest months of my musician life, I would say.
Yep.
But there would be times where I would message my bandmates I had back then, being like, "Hey, are you guys going to Tubby Dog tonight?" I would get like either a probably not or I don't know kind of
Yeah.
response from them, and then I would go on Snapchat and see they actually went. So I'm like, "Thanks, guys."
Dicks.
Thank you for letting me know that you were going to this show that I would have loved to join in with.
Yep. That is pure dick behavior.
You don't even know the full side of this yet. It's a lot. It's quite a bit worse.
Yep.
Oh.
Well, the good news is you switched your bandmates, or at least presumably you switched all of them. I'm guessing. And
I'm the last member of Chained by Mind.
really,
I've been doing this, Jim. I've been doing this since I was a 13-year-old middle schooler kid.
that's fucking awesome. And you guys are sweet. I hadn't seen you. I can't remember when I saw the first Chained by Mind. Was I think it was at that fucking monkey pub that we were booking shows at.
Oh, the Brass Monkey?
No, it's Brass Monkey. Was that it? No, it was. What the fuck was the name of that? Way down in the south. I can't remember the name of the fucking.
Is this what you're talking about?
Yes. That is definitely that. I may have seen you before that, but I remember specifically that show and just being blown away and really enjoying the fuck out of it. It was a great lineup altogether.
Oh, good night.
Yep.
Yeah, back then, I was all like, I wish I could be at a burlesque show tonight, but after playing, I was like, I'm so fucking glad I did this.
Mm-hmm. There's a message from Che. He says, in the end, Griff is the man. Actually, dude, I'm so proud of you, brother. I think I met you at 14 years old in Lethbridge.
Che, I was 13.
He was 13. He lied about his age to get into the all ages gig. That's awesome. No, Che's another one that's just like, he has been such a pillar in the metal community and just such a, to use his own word, he just quoted against him. He's just such a beauty, you know, fucking legendary human being. And you can find no better metal scene mentor than Che.
Mm-hmm. And what else is there to chat about? We talked about a lot of. Oh, do I have shit on?
Was it? No, that was me. I get scratchy. I was just that wasn't me doing the like. Psst. No, nothing like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, man. I fucking miss going out to shows. I miss those moments where you see a band you've never seen before, and you're just like, whoa, holy fuck. You know, like that show that we were talking about a second ago. Like, I think the only band I had seen on that bill previously, if I'm not mistaken, was Nuclear Oath. And you know, Nuclear Oath's always awesome. And it was I think right around the time that all the weird, maybe I'm screwing up the timing, but I think that was when like Pete had left and there was weirdness between all that. Blaine, you got some ketchup on you. Just kidding. Monster.
Yeah, I miss shows. August Long last year was not the same without Loud as Hell.
Oh yeah.
Like, I remember the first Loud as Hell I went to. That was my high school graduation gift.
Yep.
It was fucking amazing. Like 17 years old. This was before I could even. This was before I could legally drink and even tolerated alcohol.
Yep.
And I was actually nervous to talk to some people at Loud as Hell the first year.
Yeah, I get that.
And like, I probably brought this up when you did your stream with Simone in the comments, but I was actually so like when it came to Will from Death God, I was like, not just by his attire, but and this is gonna sound so stupid, but just by his facial look, cause looking at him the first time, it made me feel like it almost reminded me of this guy I got sucker punched by on the street back in 2015.
Yeah.
Yeah, like no offense to Death God, and no offense to Will.
Blaine says, can't wait to see everyone again once show start. Miss y'all. We miss
yeah.
you too, buddy. Absolutely.
And
There was earlier, just to sort of interrupt for since I was already interrupting. Chase said, speaking of doing our part, I got to say Griff Fest was super dope, and I hope we can enjoy that again.
yeah, my life got caught up in other things in 2020 that properly focus on that, which I don't want.
Yep, that's fine. But you know what? That's the thing. 2020 is the year of us getting through. Hopefully 2021 will end stronger than it began.
Mm-hmm.
But either way, the shows will return. We will be in those pits. We will make all sorts of poor life choices. What's that?
I miss crowd surfing more than pets.
Yep. I don't even miss moshing so much as I miss just being in that room full of people who are all, you know, wanting to be there and excited by the bands and you know, like my favorite shit is always when people are like, you know, between bands and they're like, dude, have you ever seen this next band? Oh my God, they're so fucking good. You're gonna love this. Make sure you watch the guitar player. He shreds. Like that kind of shit just makes me so happy.
Mm-hmm. And like with my first year, I went to Loud as Hell after I graduated high school. It was like, finally, I get to see some of these bands in the metal scene I never get to see because they all play 18 plus shows.
Yeah.
Plus, it introduced me to some new bands. It introduced me to, let's see, Revenger, Eye of Horus.
Yep.
Who else? Actually, Loud as Hell, the first year I went, that was the first time I ever discovered what burlesque was.
An important discovery.
Like I remember looking at the Loud as Hell 7 poster and seeing the hazardous material logo. I just remember looking at it like, the fuck is this supposed to be?
Yep.
I remember seeing it like the first hazardous material performance I was watching. I was like, oh, now I want this.
I remember my first burlesque show that I went to. There was a girl who was a burlesque dancer who I was awful sweet on and was trying to like, you know, hi there. And so she was doing this show, or she wasn't doing it, but her friend was doing it. She's like, you should come. And I was like, oh, yes, I'm totally going to be there. No idea what I'm walking into. And I saw it, and I was like, this is like legit. This is a thing. Like, I feel like I've gone back in time, and you know, like the hazardous material style is different than that. This was like a Garter Girls, Kabuki Guns kind of thing. So it was the more classic burlesque. But it's just like you suddenly are like, there's this whole other thing that I never even realized was there. But holy fuck, is this ever cool shit?
Mm-hmm. And like, I remember when I was posting photos from my first Loud as Hell, I remember not just my bassist, but my bass player, my bassist's mom as well, asking me, who were those ladies you were with in some of those photos?
I'll never tell. Yep. I was doing announcing for roller derby for many years, and I would have that moment all the time where I'd be like at work, and yeah, I work in an office environment, and I wear nice clothes, and everyone just sort of goes, "Oh, he's sort of scary looking, but one of us." And then, you know, we'd be out for lunch or whatever, and our waitress would be like, "Hey, Jim, how the fuck are you?" I'm like, "Oh, fucking good. How are you?"
Mm-hmm.
Juanita missed the start because she got distracted with children. But I think really what she's saying is she just doesn't love us enough, Griff. Let's take a moment. Let's take a moment and make sad puppy dog eyes at the camera.
I can't do so great. But
That
but when,
was that was the first sad puppy dog eyes I've had on my Yammer. So you got the first one.
yeah.
It's the little things, man.
Mm-hmm. The little
Yeah.
like
So you
with
you guys
not having
go ahead.
we're going on different pages. But anyways, like, and I know I already said this, but even with No Loud as Hell this past year, going to who commented?
It says, "Yeah, you
Um,
guys suck. I'm just pretending to be your fan for reasons."
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Like, I went to Regina like this past summer during August long, and I remember I'm gonna go a little bit on a different topic. I'm not gonna talk about music here. I'm
Sure.
gonna go more about different level of talking.
Okay.
I was drunk one night during that trip, and I can't remember this guy's name. I think he was a friend of my dad's brother. We'll call him Earl. He looked like an Earl.
He's an Earl.
Yeah, fuck it. His name is either Earl or Bill.
Yeah.
And I just remember, like, he made this so-called joke or about shooting an indigenous person for his skin color.
Oh, and that's funny. Oh. Assholes.
Excuse me?
Right? Like, not
I mean,
okay.
but I don't fuck around with that.
No, not at all.
And I have so many friends in this music scene who are indigenous.
Yep. And who are absolutely. Sorry, go ahead.
Best people I've ever met in my life.
And Blaine.
Yeah.
Yes, Blaine, we're friends. No, I totally get it. Every time, because I grew up here. When I grew up, those kind of jokes were things that people did. And now, like, when I hear that, I'm like, are we fighting now or what? Like, what? Are you fucking kidding me?
Like, please do not point that cigarette at me. I'm really gonna want one. But yeah, like, if I had a glass, I think about this quite a bit. If I had a glass bottle in that moment, I would have broken it because I don't fucking play around with joking
Yep.
about that.
Yep. There's no fucking room for that.
Like, get out.
Yeah, that shit just drives me nuts, and I don't understand. Like, I don't understand how people can be that totally fucking ignorant anymore.
Mm-hmm. And like, when I think about ignorance, there's a little bit that will go on my mind time to time, like how terrible, like, men can be.
Yep.
Like, and this has come to my mind time to time, and I think it's 2021. We really need to stop having men who only see women as what's the proper term, like
Walking
sexual.
fleshlight. Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely, man. Like, it's fucking ridiculous that people are still acting like, that there is some kind of intrinsic betterness in men or in white people or whatever the fuck. Like, we're all just fucking human beings and we all suck.
Exactly. Like, and I've been going off on this with some people. Like, as I've gotten older too, I've started to realize there is better things in life than sex.
Yep.
Like, I'm single as fuck, okay? And I just want to be with a woman who I can spend time with and cook dinner for.
Yep. There's so much more to even like the idea of a relationship than just putting your wiener inside somebody. Like, that's great. Don't get me wrong. Everyone enjoys that, but that's like the tip of a giant fucking awesome iceberg of another human being.
Exactly, like relationships or anything like that. Penises. That's like one of the few things that should be least important.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all I think just spending time with someone is important.
Yep. Yep. Spending time with somebody, getting to know who they are, and getting to enjoy who they are. Like, that's the cool shit. That's why I'm single, because it turns out I'm not that cool.
And if I could be honest, like, I think cuddles are better than sex.
I think there's a closeness there that you get that is just fucking off the charts. It's so good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's
I think we need to. Sorry, go ahead.
just comforting.
Yeah, it's super comforting, and it's very primal. It's very like, you know, I animalistic experience of that tactile touch thing, and especially as guys, we don't get that.
Mm-hmm.
Blaine says I'm cool in his book. I'm glad, because somebody's book.
I wonder who I'm cool in whose book.
You're cool in my book, Griff.
Well,
Yeah, no, but I'm with you, man. I think we've built a society up around chasing all the wrong things and doing all the wrong stuff, and it's just kind of laughable at this point when people are like, "No, man, the only things that matter are a good job and a hot woman to put your wiener in, and maybe she has an opinion. I don't fucking care." Like, grow the fuck up.
for real. It's 2021. And if you're someone who's not a high school frat boy douche, grow up.
Yeah, and even if you are, it's not too late to grow up, frat boy douche. Like, we can do fucking better than we have been, and we should.
Exactly.
And that's actually kind of a thing that I'm really happy about with regards to the world we're in right now. Is I think like the number of people who are asking those questions are actually like growing, which is super fucking heartening. Maybe it's not, because they stormed the Capitol so that Joe Biden would go to pedophile jail or whatever. But like, it makes me think that maybe shit like that is the anomaly now, and that we're actually becoming more thoughtful humans.
Mm-hmm.
Juanita says, "I always want to cuddle my guy friends because they fucking need it, but I'm sometimes too nervous to because of past problems with friends I trust, though." Hell yeah. Yes. That's the other thing about the whole being a boy in 2021 thing is it's there. Women have been hurt. Like, I think almost with, across the board have been hurt so many fucking times by guys.
Exactly.
It's so fucking disheartening.
Mm-hmm. And it's disheartening, in my opinion, too. I could be wrong, but once again, it is 2021. Women's rights do matter as they did decades ago. And the fact that some people think that we strictly live in a world dominated by the male penis.
Yes, the penis is not that impressive. No one's penis is that impressive. I wish mine was, but you know, facts are facts. They don't rule the world.
Exactly.
Yeah. And it's hilarious to me when I see guys who are like, you know, I don't understand what you're talking about like male privilege. Like, I don't have a privilege. I happen to have had 7 minutes of my life that were difficult. You're like, fuck off, dude. Like, maybe you had a hard life. Maybe. Maybe your life without that penis would have been even fucking harder. That's what privilege is, you stupid shits.
Shit. Uh, yeah, like life isn't fucking easy right now for anyone.
No. No,
And like
life is hard.
the fact, I'm sorry, I'm kind of going on a personal note here.
Go for it. Go for it, man. You just talk. We're talking.
Mhm.
We're yammering.
Yeah, man. The fact that I still live with my parents and that I have to live in a house where I have to deal with some of their bullshit, like arguments and stuff. Like, I need my space. Like, that's why I miss going to bars, going to shows.
And that's something that we have really fucked up as a society. Like when I was your age, it was difficult for me to have my own place. Like, you know, I was in a relationship that you know, I got married probably around the time I was married, about how old you are now. And, you know, we made it, but it was tough. But it's not even the same fucking game anymore. Like the cost of living and the cost of everything is so fucking ridiculous. And like your generation is stuck with living in your parents' house for a little while longer and dealing with all the bullshit. And no matter how good or bad your home life is, and you know, I'm that's like, this is across the board. You're an adult. It's time, you know, you want to be able to go, and it's not real right now because society we've built is so fucking greedy and so fucking pull all the money away from people that need it. Like, and it's dumb because like someone who is young and who is, you know, getting their start in life and everything, those are people that should have opportunities. And I'm not talking about like, you know, be a billionaire. I'm talking about like, you know, be able to go out to shows, be able to live on your own place, be able to, you know, like, go out and find your way in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just fucking, yeah, it's not happening right now.
Mm-hmm. Like, I'm just gonna say right now because this is on the top of my. Also, before I go into that, Blaine, I agree with your comment.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I didn't even see that one. We may be metal as fuck, but we still need cuddles too. Fuck yeah, we do. Some of us are more punk than metal, but that's okay. Punks need love too.
Honestly, with billionaires, I think since they don't work, I think they're scum to the world.
Yeah. It's funny. Go ahead.
I want to call out a certain billionaire, but we're probably gonna get canceled. One of us is gonna get suspended from this camp.
Is it Zuckerberg? Because he's a piece of shit, Zuckerberg. Zuckerberg,
Yeah.
you're a piece of shit.
Yeah. And like the fact that like Zuckerberg or even like any rich billionaire scumbag wants to remove sex workers off of social media like Facebook and Instagram, I find heartbreaking.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Like,
You know, the reality is, if you took all of that away, let's just say that there was suitable protections in place, that Facebook was safe for everybody. If you took that away, he's a man that made billions of dollars by selling our information. Like, what a piece of shit. And then
Honestly.
the reality is that that's not even the case. That, you know, he made his money creating a network that hasn't got those controls and doesn't protect people and doesn't look after the safety of children. And they have that blanket, like, you have to be 13 to join this site. Bullshit. You know, show me a single kid under 13 who doesn't have a Facebook account.
Honestly.
And they don't know not to, you know, be posting their fucking photos. And, you know, like, all 12-year-old kids just want to be cool and want to be, you know, sexy and want to be awesome. And, you know, we created this entire society to make children sexualized, and then fucking Zuckerberg comes in with the network to make it all streaming live. Like, it's gross.
Hmm. And like the fact that, at least in my perspective, that he would want to remove sex workers, remove posts about being against pedophilia, is sickening.
Well, and yeah, like that, the pedophilia thing is, I'm still pissy about the whole world right now because of, like, the QAnon bullshit and Save Our Children, and how they twisted that fucking very important message into a bullshit propaganda tool for right-wing politics. But yeah, you know, you're right. Like, the reality of the support given to the shittiest of behaviors on, like, every possible, whenever something says it's against our community guidelines, I'm like, oh, well, is it good then? Because the community guidelines, I mean, we're fucking terrible here. People are posting white supremacist shit. They're posting fucking you know, horrible fucking stuff about women, horrible stuff about everybody. And then, you know, someone's like, oh, you know, I think men aren't as awesome as everyone says. And they're like, oh, that's been up for moderation, and I'm afraid you're going to be 30 days in a Facebook jail.
Mm-hmm. And so many people I know have gotten in Facebook jail for like some stupid fucking reason.
We're looking at you, Blaine.
No, I was thinking about other people.
Oh, of course, I know. Yeah, like, the whole Facebook jail concept, I get it. I get the idea of needing to make sure that the information that's being shared and the you know, is safe and not you know, predatory and all that kind of stuff. Like, I get that. But it feels to me like a lot of the people I know that get banned regularly are not the problem. And a lot of the people that are the problem never seem to get banned.
Mm-hmm.
When he
And
just said QAnon has roots in pedophilia too, fucking weird shit. It makes its way harder to stop actual child sex trafficking. Absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely. Like, QAnon is the creepiest shit ever. And I don't even know. Blaine says he's been staying out of Facebook jail. He's a changed man. Praise Jesus.
praise the Lord.
Oh, I love his work. But yeah, like, you know, this is the world we live in, where, you know, someone can post stuff like, you know, abject white supremacy, and people will be like, but you have to accept that they have the right to see it. And then someone will be like, well, actually, I think that's stupid. And honestly, dude, I would fucking hit you for, you know, being a Nazi. And then all of a sudden, that's the thing that gets people in trouble. Like, what the fuck is wrong with the world?
Yeah, like I think Nate Trash got put in Facebook jail for um, calling out anti-face masker or something like that. I can't remember, but I remember him shooting me a message on my birthday saying I'm in Facebook jail. And the same happened with another friend of mine from my Rocket for Dollars family, Lisa.
Yep. Yep. I just don't understand, because, like, the people who scream the loudest about, like, oh my God, my free speech is being taken away, are the ones who are, like, on Facebook going like, well, why can't I burn a Dixie flag in front of a elementary school while wearing a hood on my head? Like, what's wrong with the goddamn libtards? You're like, dude, you're an asshole.
Yeah.
And they, one time they get told, hey, that was over the line, and they're like, this is a huge issue, free speech. I can't believe it. And then meanwhile, like, people we know are like, I have a right to be alive. Oh no, that's getting reported. You're going to Facebook jail.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Honestly, let's hate social media.
Sorry, I totally missed that.
Just what I started to hate about social media is all of
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. And I'm really like, I'm a fucking hypocrite because I use social media to spread my particular brand of bullshit.
Me
I
too.
make I make my long diatribes about how the world ought to be, and boy oh boy, wouldn't it be great if the world was like I want it to be. And theoretically, I mean, I'm not doing anything different than these assholes, but when they do it, they suck, so they should stop. I don't know. It's
Uh,
uh, it's a
social
catch
media,
22.
social media, half the time can just be a waste of space.
Oh yeah.
People just getting pissy for you spreading your own opinion.
Hmm. Oh, I've had that.
Like,
I had not that terribly long ago. I had Taylor on, and we were talking, and I was saying like there was a period earlier in the COVID dilemma. There was a period where I took a break, and I was like, I'm gonna take a couple weeks and just not fucking think about social media. And yeah, I responded to messages, but I just stayed off Facebook, and it was like I felt exhausted. And then part of the reason I came back to social media was I was thinking about it, and I was like, that's so fucking selfish. I the white man, am tired. Like, please. So I came back specifically with the intention of like, you know what, I'm just gonna stick up for my people, and when people are saying shit about Taylor McNally, I will be right there in their face going like, fuck you. Let's talk about this a little bit more. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Yeah.
shit, I totally lost my train of thought.
It's all right, man.
I honestly can't remember where.
That's all right, man. Um, when this is all said and done, and the world is back to normal, and we can go out into the world and not wear like space bat masks and stuff, when that happens, you and me, we're having some beer,
Yes.
and we're gonna listen to some fucking loud, abrasive metal. And I'll be old, so I'll be like, "What are they talking about? Why do they hate the Catholic Church so much?" But it'll be fucking awesome.
Yeah. Uh, you're gonna have to ask me what kind of metal you're gonna want.
Oh, I think we can watch any of it. It's gonna be fucking rad no matter what.
Yeah.
I personally, and it's funny because I was looking at like as people were coming in and out of the stream tonight, like we got Corey from No More Moments and Iron Tusk, Blaine from Death God, Juanita from Fjellnir, I can't
Well,
say that. Them,
yeah.
um, Mark Russell from Citizen Rage, Che from Kayaktis and Shadow Weaver. Like, there's a lot of stuff that we could just go to their shows and just blow our fucking minds. There's so much good music happening right now. It's fucking amazing.
Eh, one thing is certain though, like I can't handle weed anymore, and I'm definitely not getting high before a fucking Fatal Thingor set.
I completely get that. I get razzed all the time. I don't smoke weed. I'll do other drugs, but weed has never been something I was good at. And now in my age, I finally figured out probably about a decade ago, I was like, I'm terrible at this. And when I smoke weed, I just need to go to sleep. So this seems dumb. I don't think I need to do this anymore.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so I was going through my vinyls, I remember where my thought was gonna go with people being pissy about on social media.
Mm-hmm.
I made a post or shared a memory back in the summer where I was like, because back in 2017, I made a post saying metalheads are not real metalheads if they don't listen to Slayer. And I shared that 3 years later. I'm like, holy fuck, I was ever wrong, and 16-year-old me needs to chill the fuck out. And I remember
But
saying, like, there were so many better bands that came out in thrash, like Exodus, Dark Angel, who, in my opinion, see where the fucking patch is, released the best thrash album of 1986.
yeah,
But you also have Destruction, Sodom, Forbidden, Overkill. Even
yeah,
look at the newer bands in thrash, like Wardbringer, who I'm wearing the shirt of right now.
yeah.
And got my 2 fucking vinyls of.
Nice.
Which
Oh
I
yeah,
had
well,
their vinyl.
yeah. That's fucking gorgeous.
Mm-hmm. Honest to fuck though, other than Cradle of Filth, I would say that Wardbringer are my second favorite band. They've earned it in my heart.
Nice.
Um, but yeah, like look at the modern thrash bands coming out. Like, get off, people. I'm sorry, my elitism is gonna come out here, but get off the Slayer dick. They're retired. Focus on some of the newer thrash bands. Look at fucking Warbringer, Havoc, Ex Mortis,
Yeah.
Suicidal Angels, Revocation, for fuck's
Mm-hmm.
sake.
There's so
Those,
much.
in
And
my opinion, deserve a lot more recognition.
yeah,
And if you want to go a little bit deeper, look up Invicta from Kitchener, Ontario, Raider from, if I'm correct, Waterloo, Ontario, fucking Phantom Witch, who are also from the Bay Area, and Krill Bomb from Pennsylvania.
mm-hmm. There's some fucking, like, no matter what genre you pick, there's some amazing bands. Slayer's that band that, like, everybody, they're a gateway drug, right?
Yeah.
You get your Slayer fix because you've got that one buddy who's like, bro, have you ever listened to Slayer? And then you listen to it and you're like, this is the craziest shit I've ever heard. And if you only ever listen to Slayer from that point on, you'll be right. But then you check out all some, like, all the other stuff that's going on, and all of a sudden you're like, holy fuck, there's like libraries of music that is so much more interesting and better, and like nobody knows who these people are,
Yeah,
but
like,
holy fuck.
I could maybe talk about Forbidden or Violence or Sacrifice, who Sacrifice up there.
Right. Yeah.
Got this. Gone with this beauty right here.
Yeah, that's a nice looking album too. Pretty vinyl.
The vinyl, the vinyl itself is actually, God, you son of a bitch.
Can't quite. Is it like yellowish? Like, it's hard to see
It's a
with the light.
green.
It's what?
It's a green.
Oh, nice. I love that too, man. Like, I gotta say, I grew up with, records were black, and punk bands were the first ones I saw that started like having, when they got like the ability to make their own plates, and all of a sudden they're making these cool like 45s and stuff, and like, holy shit, that looks awesome.
Mm-hmm. And like the craziness of some vinyls today too. Like, can't put a second precedent, but like the lamp is probably blocking the way. Hang on, I'm gonna adjust it quickly. This right here, I would say, has one of my favorite vinyl variants. Why don't we just make a stream where we're spinning vinyl?
I have like no vinyl. Oh, that's gorgeous. That is
Honest.
so gorgeous. I have most of the vinyl I own is 7 inches of punk bands. And I've got like the Shillelagh's vinyl. Dave gave me that for, being in the band for a couple months over the summer last year or the year before. But all of my vinyl went away over the years, and I've never had a record player because, I don't, I want to get the old, like, super awkward Victrola wood frame giant mammoth thing, and I don't have money. So, I bought like one of those little cheap MP3 reading, record players, and it was just crap, and my kid broke it, probably a decade ago.
Mhm. Oh, Chase said sacrificing Voivod blew him away at 13 to 15.
Yeah.
Che, I don't know if you remember this, but I was 15 when I first discovered Sacrifice, and it was because Big Nate let me check out Soundcheck for Calgary Metal Fest. Was it year 5 before the doors opened? The
Yeah.
year where they had like fucking Annihilator, Exciter, Sacrifice, Razor, all that
Yep.
Palace Theater, which is now Palace Theater, which was formerly Flame Central.
Yes, lame central. Yep. Chase says it was the fifth Metal Fest.
Thought so. Man, I wish I was. I wish I was 18 a little bit earlier, but time's got to do its thing.
And that's the thing, right? Like, you at least you had the luxury of having places like the New Black that were there to keep that flame burning in you, right?
Mm-hmm.
The worst thing about the all ages scene is that without having something like the New Black, it goes in those waves where sometimes it's just dead. And then someone comes along, usually one of the kids will figure out that he can book a show at a community center or whatever, and then that breathes new life into things. But the kids need it, man. Like, more than old ass men like me need a fucking show. The kids need to get out there and scream and yell and jump around and run around in a pit and shit.
Mm-hmm. Like, there's so much. I always said this when I was 16 and 17. There's always better local shows than something at the fucking Saddle Dome, for fuck's sake.
Yep. The last time I went to the Saddle Dome, I was married at the time, so this is going back over a decade. And my ex-wife, I came home from work one day and she's like, "Guess what? Oh, you're gonna love me." And I was like, "Am I?" And she's like, "Yeah, I got you tickets to see System of a Down." And I was like, "All right, cool. Not really a fan, but I'm not letting on because to her, she's doing an awesome thing for me." And I was like, "Yay!" And she's like, "And you get to go with my friend, I can't even remember her name, but my friend's husband James." And I was like, "Neat." And that was the last time I was at like a big show that I can think of, and it was System of a Down, Head, and Mars Volta at the Saddle Dome. And I mean, it was good, but yeah, man, I'll take a live show, local show, Calgary bands over that any day.
Yeah.
And it's not because of crowd size, it's not because of the how much music or how the sound in the room or whatever. It's just because those shows have so much like heart.
Mm-hmm.
You just can't replicate that when you're a band on your fourth major release and you're touring around the country. You're just not able to put on the same kind of exciting fucking experience that three kids that work at the Cinnabon just down the road are gonna fucking tear the lid off the place. Fuck yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like, I would rather see 3 greasy guys, inexperienced guys that work at a 7-Eleven playing punk than some fucking professional X92.9 alternative band at the Saddle Dome.
Yep. Absolutely.
And the last time I was at the Saddle Dome, I ended up getting my bullet belt taken by security guards.
That's so fucking typical. Like, I went to a show, where was it? It was at the Marquee Room. Yeah. I went to the Marquee Room and they're like, you have to check your jacket. And I'm like, I'm not wearing a jacket. And they're like, your hoodie. And I was like, fuck off. What am I going to do? Like, shoot a guy with it?
Honestly.
Jay says, CXM at Broken City. Juanita says, my brother dragged me to Brad Paisley once. I have his shirt still and everything. I don't know that you should be telling people that, Juanita. That's pretty
Who
hard.
the fuck is Brad Presley?
Paisley. I feel like, just based on the name, I feel like it's a country music guy. Like, my name is Brad Paisley, and this song is about my red Solo cup or some shit. This song is about the prettiest little girl I ever did meet, my cousin.
The song's about going. Ah, you already did it. Fuck. But I was just saying, the song's about going to the red Solo fucking this bitch in my pickup truck behind.
Yep. And about the great man, Donald Trump. What is CXM at Broken City? Christian extreme metal? Jay, you're going to have to explain that one.
Yeah.
CXM. Oh, would that be change or chained by mind?
Yeah.
It took me a second because I was like CXM. I was thinking words that start with X. Yes, that makes more sense.
Christian xylophone music.
You know, that could be fucking dope, man. I gotta say, I love a good xylophone, and I love me, the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and I know you do too. Me. Juanita, oh, she's justifying now. She says, I had a headache the entire time, and it was a huge stadium. Awful. He did have a good guitar solo at one point. Was that in his classic song, Take Me to Church, because I want to be good?
Wasn't it an acoustic solo or was it an electric solo? Juanita, you need to be more specific when you're talking about guitars.
I feel like, Brad Paisley's, we're both big fans, and like we understand how massive his discography is. I mean, you can't just be like, oh, he had a solo. Which song, which instrument, like, was it bleeding through your heart in that moment where it just transcended you? Was it like, the true thrash of the country western scene? Like, we need to know. Electric. Still, there's so much to choose from.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know. Is he a country guy? Because I just made that up. I have no. He sounds like a country guy.
Honestly. What do country guys use for their electric guitar tones?
A lot of the time, I think they hit a guy with their guitar and it gets all fucked up, and they're like, "That sounds just about perfect." What, you don't know his classic song "Alcohol"? I'm afraid I do not.
No.
Unfortunately,
He once brought this person up to my attention.
the solo was like, "Thank the gods, this is tolerable. Shred, you inbred bastard." Oh man, I can't speak too much. Like, I've seen some pretty terrible shows. I paid money to go and see Will Smith and DJ Jazzy Jeff back in the day, and it was as terrible as you could imagine. It was a super early show, and I was like, "That's weird." I expected it to be like, "Oh, sorry, go ahead."
I've been to some shows I regret. Like,
I think the only show I can think of that I regretted going to would have been, actually, I don't think I ever regretted going. Oh, there was a Headstone show I went to, and it was because my head was in the wrong place, and I was just a fucking baby the whole time, and I just didn't have a good time. It sucked. It was my own fault.
Mhm. Like, one of the shows I look back on now, I regret going to. Don't judge me, anyone. I was 11 at the time, but that show was Asking Alexandria.
There's nothing wrong with that. When you're 11, if you're going to Ask an Alexandria show, like that's pretty fucking awesome.
The sad part was, and I didn't realize it until February last year, I chose to see Asking Alexandria instead of going to Noctis to hear Venom performed. That's where it's like, fuck, Griffin, you really should have. And I wanted to go to. The reason I went to that Asking Alexandria show was because as I lay dying in Suicide Silence, we're on the bill, and Mitch died before that tour started.
Yeah. My first show, I was 10 years old, and it was Corey Hart and April Wine. And I didn't know anything about April Wine. I did know Corey Hart and his whole sunglasses at night shtick, which was at the time like I was pretty sure he was the coolest human being ever. You'll notice how much Jay is laughing right now. There's reason for that. But I won free tickets from being a really good paper carrier back when kids were paper carriers, and I got to see the show, and I didn't realize it at the time, but that was the first time I got high because it was in the corral or the Roundup Center. No, the corral. And the whole fucking, as soon as April Wine hit the stage, it was just like this thick wall of smoke over everything. And I was like, this air smells funny, but I'm super excited.
Hey man, my phone's at a really low battery now. I think.
Fair enough, man. I'll tell you what, I've really enjoyed chatting with you. It's been fantastic to reconnect a little bit. And I'm going to hold you to that when we're done all this craziness. You and I are having beers.
Fuck yeah.
All right, brother. You have a good night. You take care of yourself, and we'll see you soon.
You too. Thank you so much.
My pleasure, man. Thank you.
Me this. Everyone who joined in tonight, thank you all for this. Thank you for watching us go on different topics. Been a good time.
And thank you to Che for smarshing Blumpkins. All right, Griff, you take care, man. We'll see you soon.
See you soon, bud.
Take care, man.